Hey, it's Angela, and today I came up with a list of 9, 10 things that I think every single person in their 20s should do to have such a bomb ass successful 20s. First thing on this list is, of course, learning. That is, the one most essential skill that I think every single person needs, especially when they're young. When you get it that much quicker and you're humble enough to acknowledge that you don't know shit about something and you're willing to go through the process of making mistakes and learning and, really getting the hang of doing something, that's something that really would allow you to be all set in your 20s, because you need to learn a lot of different things how to function and even be a successful human being. You need to learn how to negotiate, how to persuade, how to influence people. It's a lifelong process. You don't just get out of school and say, oh, you're done learning. It's not that. I definitely thought that when you reach a certain age, you stop learning. The thing is, that's not the case at all. The more you learn, the more you learn that there's so much that's yet for you to learn. So, first thing that every person in their 20s needs to master is the skill of learning. The second thing, saving and managing money. If there is one thing that I'm really sad about, it's the fact that a lot of people, they're just so bad with money. And I've been like that too. When I was 14, I spent $500 in a week because I've never had that much money before in my life. And that was the first time that I got a debit card as a teenager. And I was just so irresponsible with my money. As I've been able to have my first few businesses, I realized, holy shit, that's gonna set the tone for the rest of your life. If you can't even manage $100, how do you expect you're gonna know how to save up and manage tens of thousands or hundreds of dollars? Or you're not, because you don't have the knack for saving. Saving starts not at $1 million. Saving starts at the very first dollar. And I know that we have all this pressure to look so good on social media, but the person who has more of an advantage in life is the person who knows how to spend less than they make. Next thing is to try as much shit as you can. You don't know how much you hate the work behind real estate unless you go out there and you see, holy shit, this takes a lot of offices and a lot of paperwork. And trying out trying out everything is gonna lead you to knowing what that elusive one thing is. The easier it is for you to be aware of what you like and what you don't like, and who you really want to be. This isn't the time to care about what other people think or how you're going to be looking to people that you don't even care about. This is literally the time where you can throw spaghetti at the wall to see what sticks. And this is the perfect time because you don't have as much responsibilities and baggage and shit in life. We're basically almost a blank slate, and that's the best thing about it. We don't really need to have that one thing right off the bat. And this leads me to the fourth thing, which is work on a passion project. It's so cliche. People say all the time that if you love what you're doing, you're never going to have to work a day in your life. And I've been there. What I learned is that your passions change as you grow and you venture out into the world. Your passions change. And working on a passion project allows you to create and to give of yourself and to be in that flow state that feels so good and so addictive. Whether that is photography or content creation or storytelling, you gotta find what makes your heart come alive. And having tried a couple of different things, I definitely found that, in my experience, being so passionate about something allowed me to endure and allowed me to really stick through whatever it is, no matter how hard it could be. That led me to really working and working and working and building something that I wanted to be proud of. And it made me realize sooner that I was leaving very little time for family and friends. So that is the next thing, make time for family and friends, because once you're out of school, you don't have like the system or the structure that makes sure you see this person twice or thrice a week. It has to be a conscious effort for you to really build your relationships. And one of the keys to a happy life is the quality of your relationships. And you only get high quality relationships when you put the work and the effort and the time it takes to building those. One of the things that you can and should do with the people you love, and especially with yourself, is traveling. I know that I talked about having to save and all that, but when you're in your 20s with not much responsibilities yet, it's the perfect time to go out there and explore the world and immerse yourself in different cultures, meet new people, fall in love with a city or a country, or it doesn't even have to be expensive, Traveling allows you to have that sense of awe and wonder that, in my experience and in what I've seen so far in my 21 years of living, awe and wonder, those are the two things that most people who are older don't have anymore. And that's because they're usually jaded by life, and they don't make time to experience new things and see new sights and meet new faces. When you travel, you allow yourself to have challenges that you wouldn't normally have in your day-to-day life. And when you are able to successfully go past and go through those hurdles, your confidence goes up. And I've experienced this myself when I traveled alone for the very first time outside of the Philippines. I went to Phuket and Malaysia as well, and that gave me the sense of confidence that I can take on what life has in store for me. And also, when you're working hard, you need to take a break. You need to reward yourself, and you need to enjoy the fruits of your labor. And travel doesn't just allow you to enjoy, it also allows you to get to know yourself, which is the next thing on this list. You need to have so much self-awareness if you want to go through this life fulfilling your potential. You can't just, expect yourself to be happy doing everything society tells you to do, because that's the rules of society. You don't necessarily know whether that's something that will make you happy or not. For you to have that sense of fulfillment and that sense of contentment, you need to do what's right for you. You need to know your values so that you know what you want out of life. Now, when you get to know yourself, it also allows you to see how you're different from other people. And second to the last thing on this list is you gotta master people. some of your biggest opportunities in life could depend on whether or not somebody likes you. And if there's one thing you can't ever avoid, it's other people. As much as you may like to, because you're an introvert, you still need to deal with people. The last thing on this list is to build the right habits. If there's a set of things that would define where your life is heading, it's what you're doing every single day. Bonus. You gotta surround yourself with the right people. When you're told that you're the sum of, you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, that is insanely true. You do become who you surround yourself with. And if you're surrounded by fat people or by lazy people, you're most likely going to be like them. Those are the 10 things that I think people in their 20s should focus on. What do you think is the most important thing? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video. If you like this, make sure you subscribe. I'll be growing my YouTube channel for the next year, and this is the passion project that I'm really excited to build.